What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, hold up, dude. I have been absolutely screwed up lately to the point where I'm scheduling stuff and then I'm in the middle of some stuff and I'm like, oh, dude, I got to stream in like 5 minutes, bro. And then here I am. I've been addicted to this thing. I like being able to cook without having to leave my room. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I've used it a couple of times since last week. Of course, last week we did the what did we do? We did the prison food stream, and that's why I have this thing is because I needed something. I didn't want to have to run in and out of I didn't want to have to run in and out of the stream to get like boiled water and stuff like that. So I have this. Uh, but I will go ahead. I will put that stuff down here. All right, no free advertising. All right, no free advertising for Tabasco. No sir. How we all doing today? What's going on, Mr. Negi Gen 3000? What's going on, Vic? What's going on, Luna? The DeOrio block is kind of a win. Doesn't post very good content. Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was funny, you know. I know I've been blocked by iDubbbz and Yoko. That was because I was going at them. I was going at them pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of flipping out at them, right? Typically I wouldn't like talk to anybody on social media that way because like who cares, right? It's not even that I was saying anything too out of pocket or anything. It's just that I was absolutely positively going at Anissa because when the whole Leafy boxing iDubbbz thing was a potential thing. Anissa was trying to do that Don King type shit, that shit that Don King is allegedly known for doing. Um, like loaded contracts that heavily favor somebody other than the fighter. And look, it's not that a boxing contract has to favor the fighter. In fact, no boxing contracts favor a fighter, right? But what I mean by that is there is one fighter who is basically the promotion, right? iDubbbz owns Creator Clash. He is at least part owner of Creator Clash. He doesn't then get to turn around and say, oh, by the way, since you're going to be boxing me, we're going to give you a lopsided contract that benefits us and you get fucked, right? That is not okay, you know. And it's funny, like the whole iDubbbz and Nisa thing, like it's like very old news. I'm talking about this because I happen to be talking about people that I've been banned, right? Not banned, jeez. People that I've been blocked by, right? So I just happen to be talking about it. I might as well fill you in on what exactly got me blocked from them. Seeing Anissa try and pull that snake bullshit, especially when she's sitting there talking about, oh, well, the fight world is like the porn world for men. The way women get treated in porn by these big companies is the way that a lot of guys get treated by the fight world. It's really screwed up, and that's something we wanted to try and not do. We wanted to we sat down and we said, yeah, maybe not do that. Like it's just fucking disgusting, right? It's disgusting seeing that shit, and that's why I absolutely I've been known to take a pot shot or two at different people on Twitter just cause I'm having a good time. But that was like, oh no, I see that, I know exactly what that is because I know the fight game. I'm not a promoter, but when you're in the game long enough, you kind of learn the little tricks and the bullshit that promoters will pull. And you have good promoters and bad promoters. And the thing is, the promoters are always going to be looking out for themselves. So even a good promoter is going to be on the selfish side, right? We're just being honest here, right? But with that said, a good promoter is only going to do what they need to do to make sure that their promotion is a success, right? They're only going to do exactly what they need to do. They're not going to go out of their way for like weird bullshit to make weird bullshit happen or to have certain instances of certain fighters getting favoritism and things like that. Um, at least favoritism in the form of contracts that are going to heavily shift the weight or the favor of the fight in one person's camp, right? In one person's direction, But that's I got a banned by geez banned. Why do I keep saying banned? I got blocked by Anissa and iDubbbz. I knew why right when that happened. I thought it was kind of funny. But like seeing Nick DeOrio, who it's like I never followed him in the first place. I never spoke to him or anything like that. It's like I don't know who he is. I know he's like pals with Turkey Tom, and I've spoken to Tom a few times in DMs and stuff like that. I showed him the Chris Chan griefing video. He said he liked it, though he might have just been being nice. Tom seems like a cool guy. We've talked a couple of times. But I don't know Nick DeOrio. I titled the stream Nick DeOrio blocked me or something like that just because I was like, I don't know what to call this. What happened today? I don't know. And I don't want to call it anything regarding anything going on in the Middle East. So I'm just going to put down Nick DeOrio blocked me, whatever. It's just kind of fucking like funny, when something like that happens. And it makes me wonder why? Why? What did I do? Why? But yeah, there's that. What's going on, Giga? How you doing? What's going on, Wacky Iraqi? What's going on, Coma Lives? How you guys doing? How we doing today, gentlemen? So this is just a chill stream. I was gonna do a special stream tonight. Special meaning I was gonna have an activity that I did, but I decided against it because of a couple of different reasons. One of them being that it was gonna be another cooking stream. And I don't want to do too much of one thing, right? I'm sure one more time wouldn't have been a big deal, but we'll save it for the future and things like that. We'll see what ends up happening. With these cooking streams, I'm not just going to be cooking like a grilled cheese or something like that, and I don't even know if it's going to be like a thing for this channel that every now and again I'm just like, fuck it, we're cooking some shit, dude. But if I ever do cooking streams and stuff like that, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something special. It's gonna be something interesting, like the commissary food recipes. I'm kind of trying to find ways that I can make these Friday streams specifically interesting, so that you guys will want to watch them, so that you guys will want to spend time with me. Okay, I have no friends. All right, that's a joke. I literally know Giga IRL. He's a very good friend of mine. Um, what's it called? Of course, I don't condone his username. That's a username that he picked because he is of the African American heritage, and I'm not. There's a reason why I don't say his name. He's allowed to say his name. I'm not, of course, right? But what's it called? Yeah, no, it's just I don't want to sit here and have like nobody watching the streams, and you guys are here, and I appreciate that, but eventually you will get bored of me. Let's be honest here. Everybody gets bored of everybody eventually, don't we? Right? Don't we? I think it's every like 3 to 5 years you end up getting a new group of friends, which is actually pretty like relevant to my life. I haven't had a group of friends for more than 5 years. Although the group of friends that I do have now, I think actually no, it's been about 5 years, and we haven't had any major issues or anything like that. Though we have kind of drifted a little bit further apart because naturally life just takes you in a bunch of different directions. But we still talk, and when we can get around each other, we make sure to try and get around each other. Um, But bottom line, okay. I want to make these things fun for you guys. All right. So I'm going to continue to think up different things. If you have any suggestions, feel free to tell me about them as well. Okay. And yeah, Based Alcatraz, what up, coach? Don't worry about DeOrio. He's a fat drama YouTuber, literally boring nonsense. Yeah, I'm not that worried. I mostly just put it there as kind of a joke. I forgot that I even titled it that because I set this stream up like 3 or so hours ago, and what was I gonna say? Sorry, one sec. I need to answer this person. I'm actually gonna be telling you guys about some plans, and me sitting here on my phone has to do with those plans. So I swear I'm not just sitting here like um again, I apologize. I'm gonna you know what, I'll read. Uh uh all right, cool, cool. So um Angela Hill blocked me on Twitter and I never interacted with her. Yeah, that's just, it's just like a funny thing, you know? And like I do the same thing. This and I'm getting back to this more and more because I've found that it's very hard for me to not argue with people on Twitter. The second someone says something that I disagree with on a visceral level, I don't just mean like, oh, I think crunchy peanut butter is the best. But that guy said creamy peanut butter is the best. That's it. Block. Like not that, but literally like See, I don't want to I don't want to give examples because they would be political in nature. So you know I avoid politics. But the second I see something that I disagree with on a visceral level from somebody, I just block them. Right? Even knowing that I'm probably never gonna see this account again, regardless, I just sit there and just for good measure, I'm like, you know what, block. I don't want to think about this person ever again. I don't want to see them and be like, oh, I recognize that person from 2 weeks ago. You know, because I do have a you know fucking it's the algorithm's weird. You know, the algorithm's weird. It's annoying. You know, but it is what it is. You know, there's no sense in sitting there disagreeing with people on the internet and stuff like that. You know, if I get into an argument with somebody and it goes more than like 2 or 3 tweets, I feel like I have completely fucking failed myself, you know? And uh, part of the reason I feel this way is because I spent so many years on Twitter just arguing, not Twitter, geez, Facebook, just arguing with people and stuff like that, you know? And like I used to just, it just absolute blowouts with people. Like Facebook is boomer Twitter, right? You have all these baby boomers from your area, from your town, from your hometown, who all they do is they're just fucking catty, you know, and they're boomer catty, right? Baby boomers are a very specific kind of breed when it comes to the way that they argue, right? They're very cynical people, right? They're very cynical, but they try and act like you're an asshole if you react negatively to their cynicism, right? So like see it's tough to think of an example that's gonna like really make sense and not just sound fucking stupid. But um if I'm sitting here and oh no, you know what? I found a baby mouse, right? I found a baby mouse. Like this thing was still practically an embryo, right? Eyes weren't opened, no fur, no nothing, right? I love animals, dude. I love animals so much. I took in a baby squirrel years ago, right? That I'll show you pictures of that one day. I've showed it on my Instagram though. If you follow me on my Instagram, you may have seen you know, the pictures of Albert that I ended up sharing. That's what we named the squirrel, me and my ex-girlfriend. Um, but I love animals, dude. And when I find an animal that's hurt in some way, I feel a need to take it in and not necessarily like take care of it myself, but to try and find something to do with the animal, right? I took the mouse in and I ended up calling a wildlife rehab center near me. And, you know, I had to look after it for like a day or two. Now, before I figured out about this wildlife center, I didn't know what to do. So I go to my local Facebook page, my local Facebook group, excuse me, and I just ask a question. I'm like, hey, so anyone know what I can do with this? And you have some fucking people in there that are like, oh, it's you just kill it, just kill it. We used to just kill animals like that. We didn't take them in and take care of them. We used to just kill animals like that. And it's like, yo, this thing is like that fucking big. Like I can't like I have to hold it in my hand like that. You know, like I have to hold it in my hand like that, and I have to cradle it in one hand, and like make sure that I don't accidentally like do that, right? Fucking again, eyes aren't even open. Like there is zero benefit for me to kill this thing, right? You could say like, oh well, if it grows up, it'll get into your house and it'll do this and that and the other thing, and it's like, yeah, but it's not grown up yet, and I can take him and bring him somewhere that they're gonna raise him and then release him in the wild, far away from where, um, I found him, right? Like that's such a boomer thing to do and say in a situation like that, is to just have absolutely positively no empathy or sympathy for the plight of a weak being that is not weak out of some kind of moral failing. It's not that it's weak because it decided to start popping perks, and then the pill popping habit developed into a full on heroin addiction, right? It's not even like it's something like that, right? It's literally like this is a baby animal that cannot fend for itself in the slightest. If I just let it sit there, not only would it not move and run away or do anything, it would just straight up die. Fucking it's an extremely boomer thing to sit there and be like, "Oh, we used to kill animals like that." And I know that if I sat there and I was like, "Dude, shut up." Right? He would have acted like I was the one being the asshole. You know? That's a very baby boomer thing to do, is to come at someone at 100%, right? To not hold anything fucking back. Right? And then when that dude is like, "Oh, you want to fight? All right, let's fucking fight." To be like, "Whoa, whoa, dude, what's your problem? Oh, wow, that's really rude, you know? Jeez, you don't gotta be rude. That's so rude, bro." Another example, a perfect example, right? My wife, as you know, she's not from America, okay? Um, she ends up, she ends up, uh, she ends up going to get her driver's license, her American license, right? And she takes her car. Now, the state that I'm in is fucked up in terms of the bureaucracy and the way that they will fuck you over literally nothing. Apparently, there was something wrong with her e-brake. The thing is, there was nothing wrong with her e-brake. They just decided they were going to invent a problem and then be like, no, we can't use this car to test. You automatically fail, right? They did some shit like that. So I go to my local Facebook group again, and I say, hey, um, like, is this a fucking thing? Like, what's the deal with this? It wouldn't surprise me if this was some bullshit, even if it's in the rules. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they just scammed her, because that's what you can expect from somebody who works at a fucking DMV, is that they're going to scam you, because that's the type of person that gets a job at a DMV, you know? This boomer dickhead, who, by the way, I have a story about him, jumps in and is like, "Doesn't matter, it's the law, get it fixed." Right? This fucking dickhead. It's like, yo, I have done absolutely positively nothing wrong to anybody. I wasn't even sitting here like, oh, these fucking dickhead DMV guys. I was just like, yo, like, these DMV people, like, it wouldn't surprise me if one of them just decided, nah, we're not doing it, and just took the money and ran, right? Um, this guy ends up saying this, and I ended up responding. I was basically just like, you have no friends, dude. You have no friends at all, right? Um, Now, the story about that guy, right? I actually recognize that guy's name. The reason I recognize that guy's name is because his daughter went to school with me, and his daughter was known to go for rides with car fulls of dudes, and suck their dicks in the back seat. Fucking, so haha. I guess I know why he's so upset. I'd probably be pretty pissed off too if my daughter was doing that. Haha. Anyway, I like there was yeah, there was I went on a rant, right? And I started in one spot and I ended in another spot, right? And I can't for the life of me remember what I was talking about that last part was supposed to tie in. That's kind of there's a blessing and a curse within the way that I operate, right? I'm able to make like 5 different points all at once, and then Montman just subscribed. Thank you for the subscription, sir. I really appreciate that. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the blessing and the curse of the way that I am. I can make 5 different points all at the same time and then tie them into one overall topic that I'm speaking about, right? But every now and again, I'm in the middle of making those 5 points, and then I'm supposed to come back here to the center, but I end up all the way out there, you know? Um, but yeah, I can't stand boomers, and I can't stand people that are like that. You know? Oh yeah. No. I think I remember at least a little bit of what I was talking about. Basically, like fucking. Oh yeah, Facebook is boomer Twitter, right? And I used to sit here and I used to argue all the time on Facebook, right? This is back before Facebook was boomer Twitter, right? And Facebook was basically just normie Twitter at that point, right? Because if you look at Facebook and Twitter, it's basically the same thing. It's just that Facebook has a little bit more functionality for like uh every day, like, oh hey, I went to the park, here's 4 pictures of me at the park. I'm gonna put them in an album, and I'm gonna name that album Day at the Park 2023, right? Like that's the kind of stuff that that's the kind of stuff that um that's the kind of stuff that Facebook is like good for. But the way that people use it is basically like normie or boomer Twitter, right? And I spent so many years like being an idiot on Facebook that now anytime I post anything even like tangentially political, I just like I feel it in my chest. I feel like a shame, even if it's not something that's like that big or that bad or anything like that, right? Um, even if it's not something that bad. Um, what was I gonna say? I just sit here and I'm just like, dude, why did I do that? What was the point in me doing that? Why, dude? Um, Muntman says, hi Scott. Housebomb says, hey big fella. Tell Housebomb I said hello, unless you are Housebomb. In that case, hello. Would you be down to promote a Celtic Berserker tee if we drop something like that? Yeah, sure, why not? You want to put my face on a t-shirt, that's fine by me. The thing is, I don't know who's gonna buy it. Is really the only issue. I you know, I don't know who's gonna buy it. you know. Um but yeah, I mean if you want to do something like that, feel free. I'm hoping that something that I have planned will get me a little bit more of that sweet clout, right? And then in that case, maybe people would be down to buy it, right? But as of right now, I have less than 2,000 YouTube subscribers, and I have not even 4,000 Instagram followers. So, it's not exactly the biggest pool of people that you could classify as quote unquote fans, big quotes used there. But like I said, if you want to do it, feel free. I'm cool with that. What's going on, Tom H? What's going on, Steve H? Are you guys related? Do you guys have the same last name? Is that why you're Tom and you're Steve H? What's going on, David? I forget if I said hello to you yet. Yeah, but social media is just garbage. I don't use it for anything that I don't need it for, given what I'm attempting to do with this little hobby of mine. And anytime I use it for anything that isn't like at least peripherally related to it, I feel like I'm being a fucking idiot. If I'm just being honest. And that's why, like I've said, I gotta kind of dial back the Twitter usage. I feel like, because I'm not afraid of getting in trouble. I'm just afraid of like wasting time, if anything. Excuse me. One moment. Um. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. So I'm sitting here doing work while I'm on the stream, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what that work is. So, we are currently in phase two of my channel, okay? Phase one was almost purely MMA content. That's it, nothing else. That's my branding is Scott Sullivan MMA, right? But I have always had aspirations to try and branch out from MMA. The reason I did Scott Sullivan MMA is because that's what everybody knew me as, and it's not that I don't like being known as a guy who does mixed martial arts. I mean, that's like what I want to do with my life, whether it's fighting or if it's training fighters, right? That regardless, and I do want to try my best to branch out from that, as I was saying, and that's what phase two is going to be. I have a bunch of different videos in production right now, if you want to call them that. Um, and I think they're going to be interesting. Hopefully, they will get me something, right? I obviously I want to try and grow this to the best of my ability, but um, one of the examples of the videos that I'm going to be doing are those interview videos, right? A little while ago, I was talking about interviewing Satanists and things like that. I've gone silent on that only because I kind of have to put it on the back burner, at least temporarily. I am still, I am still going to do it. It's just that the time frame for releasing a video on Satanism is going to probably be after New Year's, potentially even like February or March. So there's that. What I also have that is going to be coming out a lot sooner is going to be an interview with a former white power skinhead. Okay. This guy is uh, somebody who he was in the skinhead subculture or movement or whatever you want to call it, but he ended up getting out of it. I don't want to say too much about him personally. I don't know him that well. It's just somebody who I happened to stumble across, and I hit him up, and I was like, "Hey, could I ask you a couple of questions?" He did say that he wanted to remain anonymous, so that's part of the reason why it's taken a little while to kind of get it out and stuff like that, is because I have to find voice actors that can read the lines out. In addition to that, I need, or not in addition to that, if I can't find voice actors, I'm going to have to use 11 Labs, which I don't think is going to be a bad move. It's just that I'd rather work with somebody who can actually take direction and things like that. There are a couple of people that I have to hit up because when I put out a call for them, they hit me up. And they sent me some stuff, and I either A, got around to listening, but I was like, okay, I'll keep this guy in the back pocket, or I just never got a chance to listen to their stuff, and they just kind of fell off. So there's that. Um, what else? I also have another video that I am working on right now that is going to be. It's going to be interesting. Whether it's a good interesting or a weird interesting, I'm not sure. I guess it would be a little bit of both. I decided I was going to hit up every ex-girlfriend that I have had since I had my first girlfriend at the age of 12 and send them a survey. A survey regarding our relationship. I have had a few women fill it out as is. And I am waiting to see if any more are going to end up filling it out. I'm still trying to exactly work out how that's going to come together. Chances are it's just going to be me reacting to the answers and things like that, to the results. Now, I'm telling you about a bunch of non-MMA stuff that I have coming up, but that doesn't mean that MMA is completely gone. All right. I have one, two, oh, wait, no, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 videos that I have basically written down on this, scrap piece of paper that I'm keeping very close by because I am also going to be working on these videos. I have a little bit of time off around the holiday season. I've explained this before. I'm going to end up front loading, or just recording a bunch of footage in one giant block, and editing footage as needed as time goes on to make different videos, which is actually what I did for the last month or two. Again, I said this last time, all the videos that I've released that were of me sitting in front of a camera talking about, a certain topic, they all ended up being recorded in June and July of last year. This year. What I meant was last summer. All right. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, Tom H says, Scott W, bruh. Sending all your exes since you were 12 a survey is a good bit. LMAO. Oh yeah, and I got some I got some interesting responses from people. Um oh well, I had one of my exes on Snapchat. I keep some of my exes on Snapchat so I can share my victories to Snapchat and be like, ha, got him. You could have had this. No, honestly, I barely even use Snapchat at all. I forget exactly. I think we had each other on Snapchat because what happened was we dated in high school and then we fell off, and then after high school we reconnected for a little bit, and that's probably why I still have this chick on Snapchat. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it was on Snapchat, so the message disappeared. But basically, I sent it to this chick, and she was like, I think she's kind of playing. Honestly, I think she's trying to be Hollywood about it. She was like, "Oh, LOL, this is random." Uh, Sorry, I'm looking for another one. She was like, "LOL, this is random. I don't even remember anything about our relationship. When did we date?" It's like, yeah, fucking sure, yeah. Yeah, I believe you. What else? There was another chick that I sent it to, and she just says, LMAO, why are you doing that? That's super weird. Meanwhile, I sent a message that explained it all. So it's just like, this should kind of tell you the caliber of woman that I've been into over the years. The message that I sent says, "Hey there, it's been a while since we talked, and I 100% understand if you have no interest in it. I run a YouTube channel, and a video I want to make is one where I go to XGFs that I have had over the years and ask them questions. This is absolutely crazy of me to do, and I am definitely making a fool of myself on some level. Trust me, I know. I'm including a survey of sorts. If you fill it out, then fantastic. If not, I understand. It will be anonymous, and I will not even know who had what to say about me. Be 100% honest. If you have nice things to say, or if you have bad things, it's all good. If you're uncomfortable with any questions, feel free to just skip over them. Other than that, I hope you're doing well for yourself. Thank you." Fuck him. If you had read the 2 paragraphs, it would have been all good. Who else? Oh yeah, this one's my favorite. I shared this one I shared this one on Twitter, but basically I end up sending it to this chick, and she says, "Why would you message me after using me and then blocking me, fucking weirdo?" I said, "That was 10 years ago. I'm sorry I did that." She said, "Wait, this isn't the Scott I'm thinking about. Sorry." And the thing is, I did kind of sort of use her 10 years ago. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. It's not something that I did like actively, like, I'm going to use her. But when you are 16, 17, 18 years old and you're hormonal, and you're a dude who's really just like trying to satiate those hormones, you're gonna go to whoever you think will help you with those hormones, right? And this girl was not willing to help me with that. So I was in this weird spot where there was another girl who was willing to help me scratch that itch. And I ended up leaving her for that girl, right? Me and that girl, we ended up dating for a year or so, meaning the girl that I left girl number one for. But then the hormones struck again, right? And I'm gonna tell this story right in detail because there's a lot more to this story. I'm just telling you kind of where I went wrong, right? There's a lot to this story, that is really screwed up. But um, eventually things start breaking down with girl number two. Girl number one is still around and she still wants me, but I was I was not doing what I should have done as a man, right? And I was doing something that's very feminine. This is something that you see a lot of women do. And when women see this in their man, they immediately decide, "Oh, no, not going to happen. Cut it all off." But I allowed her to kind of stick around in a friend slash acquaintance role, knowing that like if she ever wanted to, help me out, per se, and I had the ability to, that I probably would say yes, right? That ended up happening, and I ended up cheating on the girl that I was dating at the time with girl number one. I hope this all makes sense. I'm trying to be as not I'm trying to be as unvulgar about it as I possibly can, you know. And naturally that means I'm probably gonna bungle the explanation a little bit, right? Obviously this is not something that I'm proud of. I feel that it's something that I should be comfortable with talking about, right? Because it is biblical. I'm not gonna try and use the terminology that's used in the Bible, but basically, it goes something like, whoever hides their sin, um, that man, damn, I forget. The Bible says that you shouldn't hide your sin, right? Meaning you should be honest about like when you have screwed up and when you have turned away from God and things like that, right? There is a morality, there is a moral fortitude, right? There is a benevolence or a respectability. There are good things, all right, in being able to stand up and be like, yes, I did that. I did it. It's not okay. I'm not proud of it. I wouldn't do it again. I wish I could take it back, but unfortunately I did it, right? And that's one of those things where it's like, I don't, I'm ashamed of what I did, but I'm also not gonna like hide that I did it either, um so yeah, there's that, right? There's my attempt at quoting the Bible gone wrong. um but yeah, I ended up apologizing to her a couple of times over that, and funny enough, or sadly enough, she ended up moving away from where we are from, and where she ended up moving to, there happened to be another Scot who ended up using her for sex. Excuse me, who ended up using her for sex and then blocking her. So that's that's pretty unfortunate for her. I wouldn't wish anything like that on anyone, and it's like I said, when I did that, it wasn't something I was consciously doing. It was something that I just sort of was allowing passively to happen, and then not trying to fight like I should have. Because here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, right? And again, this is like something you see a lot of women do. I'm not saying all women do this. I'm just saying I see this a lot in women. And part of the reason I mainly see it in women is because women kind of, they're acutely aware of what goes on in situations like this, and because of that they're like, no, you're not allowed to be her friend when their boyfriends have a female friend, right? Like, when you're in a relationship, it's not good enough that you just say, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen. You can't just say it's not going to happen. You have to say, I will not allow that to happen. And I will not allow it to happen because I'm not going to put myself in a situation where it will happen, right? if I'm if I go to work and there's a girl that keeps trying to flirt with me at my work, like I have to make sure that steps are taken to avoid her, right? Whether either A, to make it stop, or B, to avoid her, right? I can't just sit here and be like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. I can totally like work side by side with this girl. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's not gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen, right? Um, no, that's not good enough, you know? I need to make absolutely positively sure that I'm not just alone like that with a woman, but especially a woman who has made it known either directly or indirectly that she is interested in me, right? That's my duty as a husband and things like that. And I'm not perfect, you know. I'm not trying to sit here I'm not trying to sit here and like preach down to anybody or anything like that. I'm just saying like this is the way that a relationship works, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm absolutely perfect. You know, it is what it is, right? I don't want you guys looking up to me as though like I'm like Jesus himself or anything like that. I'm very much a sinner, and I do and say things that are not always the greatest, right? But with that aside, um, so many people today, they don't realize that you absolutely positively have to make sure that bad things don't happen. It's not enough that you're just like, no, it's not going to happen. Because that's what everybody says about everything. And then all of a sudden it happens. And they're like, oh, shit. How many times have you seen a guy or a girl cheat? And then when the person who got cheated on is like, what? Why? How? Oh, the person who cheated is just like, I don't know. It just happened. I don't know. It just happened. Oh, man. The reason why it just happened is because they weren't trying to make sure that it didn't happen. Right? Instead of doing what they should have done when they were at the bar with their gal pals, which I will never allow my wife to go to a bar alone with her fucking female friends, right? She doesn't really have friends like that, just like I don't have friends like that. My buddies and I aren't going to the club, like, trying to hunt for, like, females or anything like that. That's not our thing. Um, but, like, if my wife did have friends that were like, yeah, let's girls' night, let's go to the bar, girls' night, let's go to the club, I'd be like, no, you ain't going there. Not on girls' night. No, sir. It's not gonna fucking happen. Right? Um, but like, let's say it was to happen. Let's say I was like, all right, nah, it's cool. Nah, it's cool. It's cool, babe. You can go, right? Um, what ends up happening is this person walks into the bar thinking nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to happen. And because of that, they end up bumping into a guy at the bar. They go, oh, oops, sorry. Haha. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. That's what's going on in their head. The guy goes, oh, no, it's all good. Hey, why don't I buy you a drink? She's like, yeah, sure. Oh, it's okay. It's just a drink. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. No, it's fine. Nothing's going to happen. It's just a drink. It's just a drink. Nothing's going to happen. And then they're sitting there drinking the drink and they're talking. And he's charming. She is charmed by this guy. She's sitting there giggling, haha, ooh, hee hee, having a good time, nice and relaxed, nice and cool. And the whole time she's thinking, ha, this guy's funny. And he's kind of cute. Oh, but it's okay. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. No, nothing's going to happen. Right? Then he says, oh, hey, do you want to get out of here? And she's like, one of two things happens. Either one, she's like, oh, no, I have a boyfriend. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry. And then he's like, oh, it's all right. Well, take my number. We're just buds. We're just pals. We're just friends. And she's like, oh, haha, yeah, sure. We're just buds. We're just pals. We're just friends. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. And then that is a seed that is planted that grows into a weed, right? If the relationship that she had with the guy that she was dating when she ended up going to the bar was a garden, right? The seed that ended up getting planted is a weed, right? It grows into a weed that slowly but surely sucks the garden dry. The life is sucked out of the garden. This parasitic weed that she allowed to be planted in the garden ends up sucking it of all of the life force that it had. And the way that ends up playing out is the boyfriend notices some weird shit. The woman is being a weirdo. And he's like, hey, stop being a weirdo. And her response to that is, oh my gosh, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. It's just a friend. I can have friends. I'm allowed to have friends. Nothing's going to happen. But slowly but surely, she starts like creating drama between her and her boyfriend, and she starts drifting closer and closer to the guy she met at the bar, right? And we all know what ends up happening at that point. When you see your woman, she's got a guy friend, and you know, she starts like arguing with you, right? And she starts like talking more about that guy friend and stuff like that. You should just get out of there. You know, it's all over, right? It's all over. That's it, right? A tale as old as time. Yes. Either that, or let's rewind back to the point where he's like, "Hey, you want to get out of here?" She's sitting there like, "Oh, haha, yeah. I mean, it would be cool to hang out, you know, somewhere that's not so loud and obnoxious and annoying. I mean, nothing's gonna happen. You know, I'm just hanging out with a friend. Nothing's gonna happen." And then all of a sudden, she's back at she's back at his place, giving him the TikTok AI glizzy dance, right? She's doing the TikTok AI glizzy overload, glizzy overdrive dance, right? That's what she's doing, and the whole time she's thinking nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna happen until she's doing it, and then she's like, oh, something happened. I don't know how it happened, but something happened. Well, yeah, right? That's how that shit always goes down. That's not enough to just be like, nothing's gonna happen, right? Spoiler, something happens, exactly. Like, something always happens, you know? It's... I knew it. It's gross, you know, and I've seen that happen so many times, you know. And I've had it happen to me, you know, and now I know. Like I'll be honest with you. I love my wife. I never want anything to happen to us. If she came home one day and she was like, "Yeah, I was at work and Joey, this new guy. Yeah, he's about our age. There's this guy, Joey, he's about our age. He just got hired. Yeah. We were talking and stuff, and you know, yeah, he's real cool and he's real funny, and haha, yeah, Joey, oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I gotta send him a text about work. He. If that happened, I'd be like, nah, I'm out of here. Nah, nah. I don't care that he's a guy from work, right? The way you're speaking about him right now implies that he's not just a guy from work and something's going to happen. No, shut the fuck up. Don't tell me nothing's gonna happen. I've seen this song and dance before. All right, I've seen it on repeat. All right, I've gone to Waffle House and I've seen some punk teenagers put it on repeat for an hour and a half. All right, I sat through that and I saw it. All right, shut up. Get out of my face. I'm out of here. You want Joey from work. You don't care about me anymore. That's how it is. You're going to slowly but surely drift towards him while creating more and more drama with me as a means to justify your slow, uncompromising drift towards him. And eventually I'm going to come home early one day and you and Joey are going to be in bed together. My bed. You know? And you're going to turn around and you're going to be like, "Scott, oh, I didn't want you to find out this way. I don't know what happened. Oh, I don't know what happened. Oh." That's how my wife sounds, by the way. That's actually how she sounds. I do a flawless impression of her, and that's exactly what her voice sounds like. What do you think about weaponized therapy? Therapy is bullshit to begin with. I do not trust therapists. I have had like one in my life who has been a good dude, like a really good dude. You know, this old Jewish guy. I won't mention his name, But like, really nice guy. I love the shit out of that dude. I really hope he's still alive. He was old back when he was old back when I had him like 10 years ago. You know, man, I hope that dude's doing all right. I really hope that guy's doing all right. But other than that one guy, I have never had or seen a therapist who has been like a good person, right? I have never had or seen any of them, right? You know, and therapy is something that is meant to be weaponized. You are not meant to actually benefit from therapy. Therapy is meant to keep you running on a hamster wheel. You are meant to be running on a treadmill. And that's what all of this is. And the only way to quote unquote benefit from therapy is to just become more of a slave than you were before. You know, you don't enjoy life. You don't think life is fulfilling. All you do is work, go home, and sit and watch Netflix. Oh man, there must be something wrong with you. You don't have any hobbies. You don't have friends that you feel like you can connect with. Oh man, something's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with the system. Nothing's wrong with the world we live in. Nothing is wrong with the way that we're raised, the way that we're socialized. We are over socialized. No. Nothing's wrong with that. Something's wrong with you. And you need to get with the program, okay? You need to get with the program. So here's how we're going to help you get with the program. Have some fucking prescription drugs. There you go, all right? Now, make sure you come back at least once a month, and we'll tweak those things so that you don't accidentally do some heinous things to a learning center or anything like that. You know, we'll tweak them to hopefully try and avoid something like that. Hopefully, maybe, possibly, you know, potentially, hopefully. But yeah, just make sure you come back. Make sure you come back, right? And give me money. Give me money, right? You know, and not to mention that like therapy and this weird like man hate bullshit kind of go hand in hand a lot of the time too. You know, the only way it's therapy and like the way that feminists view men is very similar, right? In order for me to get help, in order for me to have any form of mercy exercised on me, I have to absolutely positively subjugate myself to the therapist or to the system, to the psychological field, in the exact same way that I have to subjugate myself to the feminists who absolutely positively hate my guts no matter what I do, right? And only then, after I have broken myself down and groveled and kissed and licked the boot of the psychological field or feminism or whatever. I mean, like I said, they go hand in hand. A lot of the time, psychology, right? The psychological field is just medical feminism, right? To even call psychology medical is like it's an insult to the medical field, right? But for lack of a better term, psychology is basically just medical feminism, right? Like, as a man who doesn't hate himself, I'm not gonna get down on both knees and beg and plead and completely and totally emasculate myself in order to receive help. I can get help for myself without having to absolutely positively give up any semblance of dignity that I have. It's possible, and it is perfectly fine for me to maintain some form of dignity while also saying, hey, you know, I don't feel all right. You know, and that's what's been happening with me lately. I haven't exactly felt great for the last few months, right? And I know why, right? I know why I don't feel great. I'm surrounded by a lot of people and a lot of situations that are just really fucked up, you know, and I need to figure out a way to kind of make things work for me, right? But I'm not gonna get too deep into it or anything like that. But like, I haven't been feeling that great, right? I've alluded to it once or twice. I'm not gonna sit here on YouTube like crying. I'm not gonna sit here like right? Why would I do that? That'd be fucking insane. Because even if I started feeling better in 3 months after I did that, right? Um, you guys are gonna have seen me absolutely positively give up any semblance of dignity that I can claim as not just a man but a person as well, right? And that to me is not worth it. I would rather be miserable while also having self-respect and the respect of people around me than I would be like, oh, I'm sad. Oh, poor me. Oh, boo-hoo. Tears like streaming down my face and shit like that, right? So that you guys will take pity on me, or like whoever, like a therapist or a fucking feminist, right? Um, I'd rather be miserable but like still respect myself than grovel and deal with this shit that like these feminists and these therapists, the only way they'll help me is if, again, like I give up any dignity that I have, but then in addition to that I also just do whatever they want me to do anyway, you know. um it's funny that the way that they will help you, the way that they claim they will help you, is to, one, put you through a humiliation ritual, but two, also to basically just do everything that they want you to do in the first place, you know? Oh, the reason why you're upset is because you sit with your legs open. You man spread. Sit with your legs closed. Oh, and you know what else? You pee standing up. You gotta pee sitting down now. That's gonna make you happier. And you know what? You should paint your nails. You should paint your nails. If you paint your nails, you'll be happier. Look, like that type of weirdo shit. The type of shit that they want me to do because they hate me also just happens to be the stuff that is going to help me somehow, and this is something feminists really believe. Like, if you listen to feminists, the rare occasions that they do talk about issues that affect men, they'll sit there and they'll be like, oh, look, men are having a hard time. Men do have a hard time. Men are, what's going on, babe? Men have it tough. That's right, they do. And you know what? There is nobody who is more interested in helping men than feminists. And the way we're going to help men is by absolutely positively humiliating them, subjugating them to us on a level where they lose all sense of self as well as property. And yeah, once they do that, once they give me everything that I want that's going to benefit me directly, then they'll be happy. Like, it's crazy to see, you know? Scott, why don't you just try to be a decent heckin' human being and have a normal one? Oh, damn! I almost pulled my thing out. I'm too much of a chud. I need to stand naked in the town square and flog myself, and then kiss the therapist boot for me to be a decent heckin' human being and to have a normal one. Hope you feel better. We'll pray for you, man. Thank you, Mont, man. I really appreciate that. Look, I'm not absolutely positively falling apart or anything like that, and like I'm not telling you guys this because I want like sympathy. And I know you didn't give that. I know you didn't say that because you're like, oh, you said it, so I gotta say it, right? I know if you said it, you meant it, right? And thank you for that, But like it's just an example, Um, you have to be able to fire on all cylinders even when you don't feel like it, even when you're not a fan of it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking on something because like I said, I'm dealing with a guy right now. I'm talking to a guy, and I don't want to I don't want to be sending him messages all day and night when I'm doing this, right? But I also don't want to lose his interest either, so I want to make sure of some things. But um, the therapist is also only getting one side of the story. Yeah, that is that is true, and that is like not only is a therapist only getting one side of a story, but in addition to that, like I think one of the worst things you can do to a child is to bring them to a childhood therapist because, again, you have somebody who their cash flow depends on you being sick. So they are very likely to call you sick even when you're healthy, for one thing, right? But then in addition to that, you also have this situation where these therapists, they know who's paying their salary, right? It's not you, the child that is in the child therapist, it's the parents. So what this really ends up becoming, and this is what happened with me when I was a kid, because my parents forced me on all these medications as well as bringing me to a bunch of different therapists and shit like that. They shopped around for therapists that would tell them what they wanted to hear. Like that is a type of shit that happened. Like basically they just go to a therapist and they're like, "Oh, I think it's this. I think this is what's happening." It's not me. I'm not doing a bad job as a parent. I'm not being an asshole. It's not that the school sucks. It's not that it's not that I suck. No, no, no. It's that my child sucks. My child is a piece of shit. And well, this childhood therapist is going to sit there and he's going to be like, "Okay, so the person who's saying this right now is the person who's saying this right now is paying the person who's saying this right now is the one who's paying my salary. If I don't repeat back to this person what they want to hear, they're going to take their kid and they're going to run off and I'm never going to see their money again. So maybe I should just agree with them, right?" It's gross, dude. It's so gross. Um Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. Um I've had women use their therapy against me when I had no say in anything. What exactly do you mean by that? I'm confused. Do you want to tell us? Do you want to tell us what do you want to share with the class a little bit more details on that, Muntman? Oh baby. Um could you hand me whatever you got me? There you go. I'm just curious about it, and if there's milk in there, I'll throw it in there. Yeah. Thank you, baby. Yeah. Thank you, baby. Oh, sorry, one sec. Oh shit. Oh. All right, there we go. Ah, shoot. What was I gonna? Oh yeah. I wanna ask my wife if she wants to be in a video as well, but not like on camera. I want her reaction to some stuff. Specifically, the ex-girlfriend video is what I'm thinking about. Oh man, I look directly into the light and now there's like a dot in my vision that's like really annoying me. Um, Jeez, that's so annoying. Anyway, how can I reach out to you? You can hit me, Dylan. You can hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, but probably Instagram would be better because Twitter's weird with DMs. Like Twitter's weirder than Instagram with DMs nowadays. It's quite annoying. Um, but yeah, whatever you want to hit me up with, feel free to do that. In fact, I'll keep my DMs open. Just in case. Anyway, let me know if you end up hitting me up. Um, Praying works. Make sure to pray for health for you, your family, and friends. Oh yeah, I do that every night. Every night before I go to bed, I pray, and that is one thing that I always ask for is just the safety and the deliverance from harm and evil of my friends, family, and anyone else. I'm trying to make sure that I pray for people more and more. One of the things I'm trying to make sure that I do is to pray for people that I don't like that much as well, which is tough because it's like it's counterintuitive. It's not that I'm wishing anything bad on them, but to also be like, "Oh God, please bless this person that I don't actually like very much." It just feels weird. Um, Anyway, Giga says the problem is that in a culture like ours, is that friends and family are looked down on, plus other men not being as trusting slash selling out. When you do have good friends, we should be cherishing them. Oh yeah, 100%. Um, a lot of the egoism of the modern world kind of leads to that, because there's this like main character syndrome that a lot of people have, where they think everybody in their life is just kind of there to help them achieve whatever goal they have. And like one of the things that almost makes it even worse is the fact that most people's goals are just like they're so base, they're so baseline, you know. They're plebeian goals, you know. You have people who like they scam their friends because they want free weed, you know. Like stupid shit like that, where it's like you completely burn a fucking bridge over nothing, you know. Um, you know, and I was thinking about something, right? Like there's somebody that I know, who like they've told me things about them that they don't want to get out. They don't want people, you know, sharing with people and stuff like that. And you know, like I was thinking about that, and like I've noticed that this person was telling me stuff, and then as time went on, they started trusting me more and more, and that was probably in part due to the fact that I didn't end up spilling those secrets on them. They knew that the secrets were safe with me, and because of that, they were like, "Okay, I think I can trust this guy. Let's bring him in to what I have going a little bit more." Right? Um, and what's it called? It's just something where it's like, to me that's a no-brainer, right? Like why would somebody tell me something that they don't want other people to know about, and then me immediately run and like tell the world about it? That would be like crazy. Like what's the point in that, right? But some people just genuinely don't have the ability to do that, right? And like they've done studies on this. Like they did a study on children, um, where like there was a classroom full of kids, and you know, they gave marshmallow now. But if you wait 5 minutes, if you wait 5 minutes without eating that first marshmallow, you will also get a second marshmallow that you can eat right now. So you will get two marshmallows you can eat right away if you just wait 5 minutes. And there were a degree, not a degree, there was a percentage of kids who like they explained it to them every which way, up, down, left, right, upside down, inside out, etc., etc. You know, 360, back flips, front flips, etc. No matter how you explained it to those kids, they just, as soon as you put the marshmallow on the desk and said go, they were like, that's just what they did. Phone vibrated because it moved suddenly. I smashed this thing. But like some people just genuinely are, they just don't have that fortitude, right? And because of that, short-term success, short-term anything, short-term reward is the only thing they can understand. And that's why you have situations where like you're watching someone and they just like they make a friend that they'll have for like 6 months, and then one day they'll just be like, ah, dude, yeah, I bought weed off. Ah, dude, I bought weed off of Joey, you know, and I owe him $10, bro. I owe him $10, but I ain't getting him the money, dude. I ain't gonna get him the money. Fucking shit, bro. Like you got weird situations. I kind of fucked this up because I meant to say I fronted a bag. I was fronted a bag, but I said bought, you know. Well, let me start over. Ah, jeez, dude. Fucking Joey fronted me a bag, and I owe him fucking $10, dude. But like, I ain't getting him that money, dude. Like, you got weird situations like that where like somebody literally traded weed for a friend, and no, they traded a friend and a connection to get more weed for $10 or $20 worth of weed. I've had shit like that happen to me where it's like I'm cool with somebody. I have no reason to dislike them. They have no reason to dislike me. And like I give them something and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you the money for it in a week." And then they don't give me the money and they start ducking me and shit like that. And it's like, dude, it was like $20. I don't care. Like at the time I cared about the money because I was foolish and I didn't realize how small $20 was, right? And that also is kind of a an indicator of where I was financially, in addition to mentally, as to where $20 would piss me off so much, right? That I'd be like, right? But nowadays, if that was to happen, I would still cut somebody off over $20, but it wouldn't be as ugly. I wouldn't be hitting the person up like, fuck you, I'm telling all our friends that you're a fucking bitch, fuck you, right? It wouldn't be that. I'd just be like, oh, all right, I don't think the person's getting me the money, whatever, right? Um, like, I would cut the person off, but it would be because it's like, yo, like, I can't trust you to pick me over $20. $20 is more valuable to you than me. Somebody who is going to have your back and is going to be your friend. And if you had just gotten me the money, I would have been willing to give you more money in the future if you needed it, you know? But again, you don't have that mental capacity for long-term reward. You only have short-term reward built into you. That's it, you know? And that's why, like, I believe that not everybody is built the same. And, like, there are people who are built better. You know, I don't think everybody's created equal. I think under the law, everybody should be equal. It just because I'm one of the patrician class, right? The long-term reward patrician class, and you're part of the short-term reward plebeian class, right? That doesn't mean that if I rob a bank, I should only get like 6 months and you should get 10 years, right? That's not how it works, you know. That's under the law, everybody should be equal, but the idea that you and I are the same, not obviously not like you, but I'm talking about like, you know, one of these kinds of people and me are the same. It's like, no, you know, and that doesn't mean like this is where like a lot of people start to assume things about people, right? I'm not some kind of elitist or anything like that. I don't think that like, let's say I was part of that patrician class, right? That hypothetical patrician class. I wouldn't look down on the plebeians and be like, aha, you are cattle, and I should scam you. I should use you. Like that's not how it is. You know, I think everybody should be afforded a basic amount of respect and human decency, right? Obviously, but excuse me, jeez. But like it's just crazy to like you need to understand these things in order to be able to assess people, and after making those assessments, understand how to handle them. You know, I've become very good at being able to suss out the kind of person that somebody is just based off of like the way that they talk, the look in their eye, the way that they stand and move, and the way they present themselves and things like that. And the second I judge you as someone who is that short-term reward kind of person, I'm like, get the fuck away from me. You know, I don't say that. I'm the one who usually removes myself from the scenario, but, you know, I don't want anything to do with that person. You know, why would I? That'd be fucking bonkers for me to be hanging around with them. I'm just double checking something. I want to make sure that nobody what's it called? Yeah, Dylan, if you want to hit me up, go ahead. I'm not sure I just don't want to miss your message, so I'm sitting here like checking my stuff. So if you want to hit me up, feel free to hit me up. Either that or if you hit me up on Twitter, let me know you hit me up on Twitter. What's going on, JC Pliskin? I saw your message saying what's up, and I didn't get back to you right away because you know, I was in the middle of a ranterino. Um, Muntman says pretty much that I'm an oppressor and abusive because I didn't like it when my girl would hang out with guys from her hometown. I got accused of being abusive and manipulative for that. Oh yeah, yeah. And there is literally nothing you can do about it either. Like, she's going to call you abusive and oppressive. That's just what she's going to do, right? That's really what it is. It's just a thin veil that's meant to cover her impulsive, irresponsible, and frankly, evil behavior. Behavior like that is evil. Evil exists. Evil exists. And people can be very evil. And evil isn't some caricature. It's not, the weird mustache with the twirls and wearing a black and white striped shirt and things like that because you just broke out of jail with a beanie and a mask, right? One of those like masks that just covers here. It's not some dastardly like, yeah, I'm gonna foiled again type of like Saturday morning cartoon evildoer thing. Evil is something that you feel it. You feel it when it is going down, when it is occurring to you, or when you are seeing it happen to somebody else. And when you are doing it, you feel it. You feel it inside of you. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same when you're doing it as when you're having it done to you. Because when you're doing it, typically you're getting something out of it. So even if you feel a little bit of guilt, you're thinking, oh man, I feel guilty. Dude, I feel so guilty. Oh man, what's this feeling in the pit of my stomach? Oh no, man, dude, I feel like such an asshole. But I mean, hey, at least I got what I wanted, right? That makes me feel a little bit better. That's typically how evil feels, right? When you're perpetrating it. And the best people can do when they're doing something evil is to try and throw a very thin veil over whatever it is that they're doing. And that thin veil will come in the form of trying to push the blame onto somebody else, trying to say, oh no, it's not me, it's you. I'm not doing anything. Nothing's happening. Nothing's gonna happen. No, hey, it's okay. Nothing's gonna happen. You're the bad guy here because you're not letting me do this thing that I want to do. It's disgusting, and again, like that's why it's best for you to just be like, all right, get the fuck out of my life then. It's me or him and you're choosing him. I am not comfortable with you hanging out with those guys. You are going to hang out with those guys anyway. I will not have you calling me abusive and manipulative and oppressive and things like that. I'm just going to go. I'm out of here. Peace. You do whatever you want to do. It's all good. It's all fucking good. I'm gonna head out though. All right. That's what Jonah Hill did months ago. Right. I remember. I named one of the Fallout Sunday. By the way, there might not be a Fallout Sunday this Sunday, but I'm gonna update you on that. But that's what happened with Jonah Hill. Like Jonah Hill wasn't even as rude about it as I'm being. Right. I'm full of bravado right now because for one thing it pisses me off thinking about that stuff, but for another thing, like I'm trying to be entertaining, right? And that's a little bit more entertaining. I'd like to believe. Jonah Hill did that exact same thing. He was just a lot nicer about it. He sat there and he was like, look, like these are non-negotiables for me. I think that it's very inappropriate, the relationship that you have with that guy. In addition to that, I don't think that the stuff that you're posting is appropriate. I don't feel comfortable with it. If that is something you absolutely feel like you have to do, then I'm not going to make you stop. However, I also don't feel that I can date you if that's something that you absolutely positively feel like you have to do. I hold nothing against you. I don't want to get in your way, right? So if I'm going to get in your way when you're trying to do something that you feel you absolutely have to do, then you know what? I'm going to leave because I don't want to get in your way. And in addition to that, it also hurts me. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go, right? And even then, it's not like you get out like unharmed or anything like that. Like I said, it happened with Jonah Hill, and that's why he was front page news for like 2 or 3 days, is because these weirdos on Twitter were trying to act like he was somehow the bad guy for saying, hey, do whatever you want to do. You do you. You are powerful. You are valid. You do you, sis. I'm going to go ahead and leave, though, because you doing you hurts me, and I don't want you to stop doing you, but I also can't hang around like that. I'm sorry. I just can't. You know? She's still going to sit there and be like, oh, you asshole, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, if it's a situation like that where she's going to hang out with guys from her hometown, chances are she's going to be like, wow, what an asshole. Anyway, I'm going to go hang out with the guy from my hometown. We're going to do the glizzy dance. That's what we're going to do. Um, like that is 100% what's going to end up happening. You know, do you know how quick a lot of women are to cheat? Like just at the drop of a hat. You know, it's because they had that in the back of their head. And again, I'm not talking about all women here, right? We're just talking about the types of women who do that sort of thing. Um, but like these women who they're so quick to cheat at the drop of a hat, it's because they were just waiting for what they felt was an opportunity, you know? And again, like I said, it's a thin veil that they use to try and badly mask the evil that exists within them, the darkness, the abyss that exists within them, the void, the cold, dead nothingness that exists within them. The piece of Satan that they allow to inhabit their body. Right? It's gross, you know. Muntman says, "Nah, I was just glad she was out of my life." Oh yeah, exactly. You know, there is no way to break up with a girl without there being some kind of weird bullshit that ends up occurring, right? Like that's just kind of what I've learned. I've dated like 15 to 20 women in my life. Um, and there's only like two or three of them that I've dated where when we broke up it was just all good after. You know, we just went our separate ways, either that or we remained cool and then eventually we fell off, right? Um, Other than that, there was always some weird shit. None of it was my fault, right? Or I guess I shouldn't say none of it, right? What I really mean is, to my recollection, I don't remember anything that I really did to deserve some of the things that happened to me after I broke up with a girl or after she broke up with me, right? Maybe there's like one or two things that happened where it was like, okay, like I brought this on myself in one way or another, right? It wouldn't surprise me, right? If I'm being fair, it wouldn't probably, right? But like there's always some weird shit. Like the girl that I was actually no. The girl that I dated, there was one other girl that I was sure that I was gonna marry in my life, right? You know, I don't think she would be watching this or anything like that, but if you are, hello. You know, technically you do know that I have a YouTube channel and you probably, you know, could Google and find out about it. You know, so if you're here, hello, I hope you're doing well. I dated this girl for 5 years, and you know, it just broke down the last year or two, right? And it basically ended with me waking up one day and there was a note on my counter. I wish I still had this note. I kept it for years because it was honestly, you know, kind of hilarious to me. Um, but like there was a note on my counter and the key that I had given her to my place next to it. The note was some paragraph saying, "Oh, I don't. I'm sorry. I will always love you. I just need to love myself. I feel like you're only ever gonna be the same person that you are. You know, now you're not interested in trying to improve yourself." And like that's part of the reason why I thought it was funny is because I at the time had quit weed. I was looking into ways to try and make sure that I quit smoking. I was trying to save money. I was getting serious about working, like not just quitting a job after like 3 months because oh this fucking place sucks, right? Um, you know, I was trying to be a man, right? And like to see that in the letter was like just it was laughable, right? Basically, I saw it, right? So I wake up, I see this note, I'm sitting here reading it, I'm like, wow, that's fucking stupid. Slapped the note down on the counter, went back to bed. I went back to bed. I slept for another however many hours. Um, I end up waking up, and you know we end up talking here and there and stuff like that. You know, sometimes I was initiating, sometimes she was initiating. Um, and like she got upset that I didn't try to chase her for one thing. She wanted me to chase her and I didn't because at that point I was just done. And you know, especially after everything in that note, I was like, wow, that's fucking stupid. She has no clue. She has no fucking clue. And look at me now, baby. Less than 2,000 subs on YouTube. We hit the big time. All right. I'll bet she's really upset that she left me. All right. I'll bet she's really upset. Um, no, but um, I just remember like every time after that, like that we ended up talking, there was some weird drama that was always on her end. Like I was trying to be nice, I was trying to be like cordial, hitting her up for whatever reason, or she's hitting me up for whatever reason. I'm trying to be cordial, and she's just like constantly trying to start shit. And she got with a dude like literally right after we ended up breaking up. Chances are they were probably together before we actually officially broke up, but I don't even give a shit. Um, and then that dude tried to like come at me too. It was just like it was just weird, like for no reason. It's like, yo, like take a girl and go, dude. It's all good. I'm not sitting here hitting her and you up like, oh, the how's the used pussy, bro. Like that's not what I'm doing. I'm done. I want to move on from this girl, and apparently she wants to move on from me too because I mean she's with you now, right? Um, So like it's all good, bro. I don't know why you're hitting me up drunk, threatening me as if I'm scared of you, as if I'm fucking scared of your dumbass. As if I won't even say any more than that. It's just fucking stupid. I don't know if I probably will. Um it's just like it's it's just weird. You're always going to end up in some weird situation like that with women because to them it's not enough that they're leaving you. They also want you to be like, "No!" Right? They want you to be bothered in some way over it. They desperately want you to be either A like, "No, please come back," or to they want you to like they want you to be bothered. They want you to be upset. They want you to be like, oh, she's bothering me, grr, right? And it's just like, nah, it's stupid. I didn't even engage with the dude. I don't answer random phone calls and things like that, especially from numbers I don't know, and especially from ex-girlfriends. If an ex-girlfriend calls me, I'm not gonna answer that. I'm gonna let it go to voicemail because if she does decide to say anything, I'm gonna have a recording of it, and it is like it's perfectly legal. You know, um, like I just took the recording of the voicemail of him like trying to threaten me straight to the cops, and I was like, look, like I don't want anything to do with this guy. I don't want anything to do with this girl. All right, I just want to move on with my life. Can you do me a favor? Give him a call. Tell him to leave me alone. Thank you. And of course they didn't leave me alone. They tried to call me multiple times, like starting shit with me and stuff like that. Um, and it was just fucking dumb. It's stupid as hell. Anyway, Muntman, I'm still bothered by the toothy head I got 4 years ago. That shit'll give you, dude. You'll be having flashbacks to that shit, dude. Um, um. By the way, I responded about the message shit, but I said a bad word, so you might have to refresh it to live chat. Huh? That's weird. I never noticed that. I never noticed that was a thing. Wow. Wow. Okay. Um, Hey man, I'm a little bit tipsy and missed the context, but I had the impression for a minute you were making a video about therapists or something. LOL. No, I'm not making a video about therapists. Somebody just happened to ask me a question about how I feel about therapy and therapy language, and I was just, talking about it and stuff like that. Um, um, huh. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, like I'm such a non expert on this YouTube thing. Like it's crazy. Fucking I really like I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know that there were multiple ways that you could do chat stuff. It's just weird. Um uh Oh, okay. All right. I see what you were doing. You misunderstood something that I was talking about, and okay. I understand. I understand. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nah, it's all good, dude. Don't worry about it. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Demo Sush. Demo Sush. How you doing? How you doing, man? She didn't have the nerve to tell you face to face. Yeah, I mean, look, like this isn't it's not 1995 anymore, you know. I don't think breaking up with someone over text is like a bad thing, you know. I think it can actually be a better thing, because there is a record of what was said. You want to record as much as you can, and I'm not saying like, oh, rig your bedroom, rig everywhere in your house with cameras. Project Veritas that shit. Wear a lapel camera. Wear a flower with a camera in the middle that people hopefully won't notice. Put a GoPro on your head and call it an insulin pump, right? That's not what I'm telling you to do. But like whenever you're dealing with something that could go haywire in one way or another, you want a recording, right? And I've taken to recording a bunch of different things that like you would think I'd be an asshole for doing, but no, I'm not. Like this phone, right? I didn't want this phone. I got scammed into this phone, right? And like you guys are gonna think I'm stupid for this or whatever, as if it couldn't happen to fucking literally everybody. Basically, I walked into a phone store, right? And I had a phone that was from a different carrier that I wanted to put on uh, the carrier that I have currently, right? Um, because I got a cheap phone, a new phone for cheap. So I was like, hey, all right, cool, whatever. I end up going in there, and this dude seems like he's a trustworthy enough dude. Although I should have known better than to trust somebody, right? Who's in a salesman position. He sits there and he's like, "Oh, hey, we're doing a promotion right now. If you turn in this phone that you brought in today, you get this phone for free." Right? This is an S21, right? At the time that I got this, it had only been released like a month or two before. Now, the phone that I had gotten, like, it wasn't the top of the line model, right? But it was also a new phone, and the model itself was relatively new. So I figured, okay, maybe, like, maybe that's true, right? Either way, like, I came in here to do something for 2 seconds. I kind of got somewhere to go, so I'm willing to take a chance on this. This guy straight up lied to me about it, right? He fucking lied. He ended up saying that since I'm trading in the phone that I have, I'm going to get that phone, the S21, for free. He handed me multiple pieces of paperwork, lied to me about what was on the paperwork, which invalidates the contract, by the way. You're not allowed to lie to somebody about what is on a contract. You can put a contract in front of somebody and allow them to read it, right? Um, and not tell them about every little piece of fine print or anything like that. That's one thing, but you're not actively allowed to lie about what is on a contract. You're not allowed to slide a contract in front of someone, go, yeah, you don't got to bother reading it. Here's what it says. And then what you tell me is not what's actually on the fucking contract, right? So I sign a contract uh, under a false pretense, right? Which again invalidates the contract. And he ends up fucking giving me the phone and he says, "Oh yeah, so what's going to happen is it's going to take a month for it to show up on your bill, right? So you're probably going to end up having to pay for a month, but then it's going to kick in." That's weird, but again, I'm sitting here thinking, "Okay, whatever, like it's all good. I don't think this guy is lying to me. He's if he did, he lied to me about what's on multiple contracts, right? Which again invalidates these contracts. That's not just something you want to do, right? And then in addition to that, I'm also thinking like, fuck, dude, I gotta be to the gym in like 20 minutes. I don't even have time to like really sit down and like be like, oh, well, what happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? I end up doing my thing. I got scammed into paying for this phone, right? The phone that I turned in, it took like $300 off, right? So I think at the end of it, I had to pay like $700 or $800 over the course of like 24 or more months. I think it might have been even more than that. But the bottom line is like I learned from that, right? And before anyone says, why didn't you read the contract? Which I don't think any of you guys are like assholes enough for that. That's that baby boomer bullshit that you would expect from Facebook, like I said. Um, oh, um, eh, I saw something that I wanted to talk about, but I want to finish this. Um, um, Oh yeah, that's a very baby boomer thing to do is be like, well, you signed the contract. Why didn't you read the contract? And it's like, yeah, nobody reads the terms and conditions, Grandpa. You can't even read without your fucking glasses on. So shut the fuck up, you geriatric prick. Shut your mouth. Like that's it's so stupid, right? Nobody reads contracts like that. You have to be able to trust the person in front of you to tell you what's on a contract, right? So like that's not on me. That's on that guy who lied to me, right? But of course, I go to AT&T to try and iron this out. I go to multiple people because I'm the kind of person where I don't like ruining people's days, but I will call up a call center and be like, "No, I'm not doing it." I will get into an argument, right? And just waste time knowing that I'm not even going to get what I want. It's not like the Sam Hyde, Nick Rochefort, give him an ear beating to get what you want thing. It's like, nah, I'm doing this because I'm deciding to be petty right now. I'm going to make your day that much worse because you have made my 2 years that much worse. I now have an extra bill that I have to worry about that I didn't have to worry about before because the phone that I brought in to be switched over to this carrier, I bought for like $200, right? That type of shit, right? Um, but I call around, and each time I call them, I say, look, I was lied to. They lied to me to get me to sign the contract. Each time I did that, these people were like, oh, I'm sorry that happened, sir. They acknowledged that it happened. They acknowledged that they believed that it happened. And then when I'm like, hey, it's all right as long as everything is taken care of. As long as I'm not paying for this phone, it's all good. And then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that." Right? So like that's one of the things to do what I said earlier and to turn this back around and bring it back to the original point, right? Um Goose chases and bullshit like that has taught me to film fucking everybody all the time, right? And to do it in a legal way. In the state that I'm in now, right? In order to record, it is a two-party consent state, right? But a lot of people don't understand what this means, and I'm not a legal expert. I could be getting this wrong myself, right? I could be getting this wrong myself, okay? So don't take this as legal advice, but two-party consent doesn't mean that I have to sit here and be like, I am recording, is that okay? And you have to be like, yes, it is okay. Uh, all I have to do is let you know, hey, I'm recording this. I'm just letting you know. And if you decide to stick around, if you decide you're going to stick around and continue to converse with me, then that is consent. That is implied consent. If you did not consent to that, you would have left in some form, right? Um, either that or like if it's over the phone, I say, hey, this call is being recorded. If you keep on going, that is implied consent, right? That's why you end up that's why you answer a spam call and the person goes, hello, my name is Alex. My name is Alexander. This call is being recorded. That's why they're doing that. It's not because they're actually recording the call for quality control purposes. No, it's not that. It's that they're trying to fucking not get fucked over by whatever state law they have to adhere to, right? That's really what it is. If they could, they'd record you without your consent and without your knowledge, but they can't do that. So that's why they started off by just saying, hey, this call is being recorded for quality and training purposes and things like that. Really, it's so that they can try and get you on some weird shit, Um, Please fucking help me, sir. I am Indian. Um, Scott going off on boomers. Dude, I will take every opportunity I can to go off on boomers. But what I was saying is, like, I record everything now. I have tons of footage of me just, like, going into places and being like, hi, I'm just letting you know I'm recording this conversation. I'm here today because I'm having an issue with this. I need that to be ironed out. Right, and most of the time, like when you're recording someone, that puts them on the defensive, right? So you got to be polite about it. You can't be like, hey, fucking dickhead, I'm recording this. Fix this. That's not what it is. You can't be that way, right? You got to be polite, right? Polite and get straight to the point, you know? You don't want to be like an autist about it. You know, you're already being a little weird recording, right? But you don't want to be an autist, right? Um, but yeah, like it's good to have um records. It's good to have a record of things. And to bring this back around to a point that I was making earlier, you see what I'm talking about? Like it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because I can connect a bunch of things to a bunch of other things. It's a curse because sometimes I forget. Oh, excuse me. Um, that's why it can sometimes be a good thing to break up with somebody over text or to have somebody break up with you over text, is because you want a record of what was said. That way she can't turn around and be like, when he broke up with me, he called me a bitch and he said that if I didn't get out of town, he was going to kill me. When she turns around and she says some weird shit like that, you can be like, actually, no, I said, I really care about you, but you hurt me bad. I think we should separate. What the fuck was that? Um, uh, Sorry, I'm just checking something out. I'm starting to get a little tired here, so we are gonna wrap it up soon. It's a pretty good stream tonight, though. Talked about a bunch of stuff. Again, like if you guys have any if you guys have any um if you guys have any you see, like I said, I'm kind of tired. My brain is like mush right now. If you guys have any suggestions or anything like that, feel free to feel free to let me know what the suggestions are in terms of streams and stuff like that. Obviously we can do like fight reactions and things like that. That's always on the table, but it would be nice to do things like the prison food stream, other cooking streams, other streams with activities, flash games and things like that. I almost was gonna play flash games today, and I didn't exactly decide against it. It's just that I was like, well, if I feel like I get around to it, I'll get around to it. But if not, all right, whatever. Um, Tom H. Scott lore stream. Are you saying I should do a lore stream, or are you saying this was the Scott lore stream? Um, Frank Hassel does it the mean way, and it's usually funny. Well, yeah, Frank Hassel is he. I'm pretty sure in all 50 states, I could be wrong about this, but I think in all 50 states you are allowed to openly record in public. So like, what he does is legal. It's rude, but it's legal. It's also funny. Do a Vance prank call stream one time. What, you want me to prank call Vance? Um, I don't know. Maybe we'll prank call Vance, right? Hold on. I'm gonna check something out. I'm not gonna prank call him right now. Nobody tell him that we're gonna prank call him. All right. Nobody spill the beans. Nobody should be nobody should be doing anything like that. Uh, I'm just checking something out here. Oh man. Dude, damn. Hold on. I wonder if. Man, no. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to prank call him. I don't have his phone number. Oh, maybe I could get his phone number. I could probably get his phone number and prank call him, or something like that. Nobody spill the beans. Nobody tell him anything. Maybe we'll just prank call all the fish one day. I'll hit up I'll hit up Sylvia, and I'll ask for Vance's number, and then I'll hit up Vance, and I'll be like, yo, what's Josie's number? Then I'll hit up Josie. I'll be like, yo, what's Morrow's number? I'll get a phone number from each of them, and we'll just have a day where we prank call all of them. Suggestion: nature stream could chill around the campfire, telling us how the next tough guy wants to never commit to fight you over Twitter comments or whatever you like, really. I mean, what's it called? What was I gonna say? Dude, my brain is mush right now, dude. I had a weird day today. I was just low energy all day. Um, what was I gonna say? No, I mean that's not a bad idea, but it's November. Like there's gonna be snow on the ground soon, you know. Um, Tie dye, what's going on? What's going on, Tyson? How you doing, man? Just dox my number. Yeah, I'm gonna prank call everybody, but then I'm gonna dox your phone number. I'm gonna be like, we're gonna get done with the last one, and I'm gonna be like, all right, we got one more, and then I'm just gonna like, you're just gonna hear me hit something, and it's just gonna be like flashing, like seizure flashing too. The type of shit that if someone has epilepsy, they're gonna be watching the stream and they're gonna be like, they're just immediately gonna bust into a grand mal seizure, and the flashing is gonna be your phone number. Um, you could try camp recipes and make marshmallows. That is a good idea for a nature stream. If I was to set up a campfire, I could do that inside as well. We could go camping inside. I don't know what camp recipes are. I just know s'mores, and then like hot dogs on a stick. You know, like that's really all I need. You know, or not all I need. That's all I really know. I mean, Google's a thing. I could use Google. You know, I could do that. I do like the idea of cooking though. I feel like cooking streams will be good, but they also have to be entertaining. You know, I don't see the utility of sitting here. Look, like last week I did. I mean, you know what I did last week. I didn't just get right into the cooking, and it's not like I sat here just like, okay, waiting for the water to boil. You know, it's not like I sat there doing that. Like, there's got to be something in between the cooking, as well as when you're waiting for something to like boil or cook or something like that. You should do sparring or training streams. I could do a training stream. The issue is I don't have a home setup, um, and I don't want to set things up at my gym, to do a training stream. You know, in addition to that, like I said, like I feel like I kind of need it to like the reason it works for Sam is because Sam is Sam, right? People would watch Sam sleep if it came down to it, right? Um, fucking like but in addition to that, also Sam had Jet, and now he has Chris to read the chats and things like that. It would be a little bit tough for me to be like punching the heavy bag and shit like that, and being like, thank you, Giga, for the $5 donation. No, I don't like to jerk it to hentai. That's weird. I don't think hentai is cool like that. You know, like it'd be weird trying to do that all for myself. You know, it would have to be like I do a round, like a 2 minute round on the bag, and then like 2 to 3 minutes of just chilling to catch up with the chat, which I don't think is a bad idea. Actually, I don't think that's a bad way to go about it. That may actually be the formula. Um, but I could do that. My dad has a heavy bag set up in the basement. It's looks like a dungeon down there. I think aesthetically it would be good. It would be a nice stream aesthetically, right? Um, when I was in Scouts, we made beef patties with carrots and onions wrapped in foil over the fire. Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of something like that. But oh man, wrapped in foil, all the juice is gonna stay in there. Yo, that actually sounds good. I'm gonna have to do that, man. It sounds a little bit like Salisbury steaks. I make Salisbury steak every now and again, and it's really good because fucking what you do is you cook the patties in a pan on a burner, right? And then when they're about like 3/4 of the way done, you take them, you throw them in the gravy, and then you shove them in the oven, right? And you finish them off in the gravy, and the gravy mixes with the rest of the juice, the grease from the burger, and it tastes divine. It tastes so good. It looks awful, but that's more just my issue. I'm good at making things taste pretty. I'm pretty good at making things taste good, but they always look terrible. It does not look that good, you know. Um, Dungeon stream. That's what I'm gonna do. Um, what's it called? Car works out too. Yeah, nah. I'd rather not sit inside a car because then I'm basically just sitting inside somewhere, and um, if I'm gonna sit inside, I'd rather sit inside in front of my webcam, with my mini fridge and my 2 liter of Mountain Dew, right? All right. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, brain's kind of melting. All right. Um, I'm not gonna head out right this second. I'm just gonna head out in the next like 30 seconds. I just want to see if there's anything else that anyone said that would be good to talk about, even if it's just shooting the shit. You know, we've been winding down, All right, and we're gonna do our thing. Gamer fuel. There's a new gamer fuel. It's like a purple gamer fuel, and it's pretty good. I tried it last week on the stream. It was actually pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I still wish they would re-release the gamer fuel, the game fuel from like 2008. I wish they would release the World of Warcraft game fuel because man, that was my favorite shit. But the thing is, it might also just be nostalgia. I might just be a little bit nostalgic for the time. But like I do think it tasted really, really good to my recollection. I think both of them tasted very good. One of them was like a code red, but a little bit more red, right? If that makes sense. It tasted a little bit more red, right? Um, what was I gonna say? And then the other one was blue, and it just tasted like blue raspberry, but a little bit more blue, right? Right? If that makes sense. It was really good. I liked it. I wish they would release it again. But anyway, why did DeOrio block you? I have no clue. I have no idea. It might be the dick pics. It's probably the dick pics. You know, I was hoping I'd ingratiate myself to him by sending them unannounced, but I think that might have backfired. What's going on, Fishhead? You got here just in time for me to get out of here. You know, I apologize, but anyway, thank you guys for coming. There it is. There it is, kid. Um, Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Drinking stream, right? I don't get shitted. I don't get mad drunk or anything like that. But the thing is, I get a little bit silly when I get buzzed, right? And I think that might make for an entertaining stream. So maybe one day. The thing is, it's gonna be like almost completely unannounced. Like I don't plan to drink. I just get a wild hair up my ass, and I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm doing it, right? Um, but maybe I'll do something like that, Um, oh man, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate it. I'm not sure if there's gonna be a Fallout stream on Sunday. I'll figure that out. I'll let you know. Yeah. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.